to Emo and Eyes Nerd Time with your hosts, Emo Peanut, Eyes of Black Sand.
Welcome back, boys and girls, gentlemen and ladies, to the Emo and Eyes Nerd Time podcast. Today,
Hello.
What's up?
I said hello.
Today we will start with a little bit of nostalgia. New Pokemon game coming out.
Yes.
It's kind of been a while, I guess. I mean, we just had Pokemon Go, Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu.
Well, with Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, I'm glad they came out because now a new generation of people and or kids get to play the first cycle of Pokemon games in like a new way.
Yeah.
See, I started with Red, and then when Yellow came out, I played Yellow.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to see a new group of people, that either didn't play it when it first come out, or kids or adults introducing their kids or family members to it. It's awesome. But now we got this new Pokemon game coming out, Pokemon Sword and Shield. I'm excited to see what kind of new adventure that they take the new people on. Because I wasn't a big fan of Sun and Moon.
That's the only one I haven't played, actually.
Yeah. I played through most of the way of Sun. And then I don't remember what I did with the game. But anyways, I'm glad that there's a new Pokemon game coming. I'm excited to see what will be in the Nintendo Direct come E3.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on it?
I think it's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. It's a whole new region called Galar, which I guess looks like it's supposed to be inspired by Britain, which is very cool. I mean, this is something a little bit new here.
We get to see a brand new generation of Pokemon as well.
Yep, another X amount of Pokemon to add to the collection. New characters, new starter trio, which is a grass type chimp, Grookey, a fire type rabbit called Scorbunny, and a water type lizard called Sobble.
Sabble.
Yeah, Sobble.
Sobble.
Sobble. Sobble.
Okay.
The names seem to be getting a little bit lazy.
Yeah,
they do. I mean, I guess with close to 1,000 Pokemon now, you're bound to run out of out of fucking unique names here.
I would say so, considering it's been 150 to 151
per release.
I think every generation.
Yeah, pretty much.
And they're on what now? Generation 8,
something like that. Yeah.
Like that. Sorry if anybody knows every Pokemon out there. I tend to not keep track after the original 151.
Yeah.
And let's face it, adults that grew up with Pokemon when it was first introduced to the US, you can pretty much, your masters at who's that Pokemon?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I know I've been tested on it a couple times out of the original 151, and I think I only missed like one or two.
Nice. They're bringing back random encounters.
Sweet.
Which is good.
Yes.
Just scrolling through the article here. Let's see. Random encounters, much like older titles. The gyms are returning as well, which is good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like you said, Sun and Moon, I hadn't played it. Sun and Moon shook up the series by replacing gyms with something called Trials.
Yes.
So I guess they're listening to their fans and bringing back those gyms. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's kind of mixing up a lot of the traditional with a little bit of the new, like changing outfits, things like that. But overall, it looks like a good addition to the Pokemon lineup. And I can't wait to play it.
Absolutely.
Is it gonna be for? It looks like it will be on the Switch.
Yes, it is going to be on the Switch.
Okay, so that's good. Because I've kind of retired the DS. I'm not looking.
The only one in this. The only person that plays the DS in my house is my 7-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to picking up another $200-$300 piece of hardware to play a game.
No.
But yeah, guys, it looks like a nice new Pokemon game coming out. We can all get excited. Look at the weird and intriguing new Pokemon that's going to come along with it.
I'm absolutely going to be using Score Bunny.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. I can't see them. I have seen the starters. I can't see them right now, but I have seen the starters. Score Bunny does look like a good starter.
He's the cutest.
I know Sobble looked kind of eh.
Yeah, poor thing. Keeping with Nintendo here, Nintendo has finally announced VR.
Ooh.
But don't get your hopes up. Nintendo VR Labo set.
Is this going to be another $80 piece of cardboard?
Most likely. It is their wonderful idea of a Nintendo Labo.
Okay.
It's not such a wonderful idea. Granted, I guess they're trying, but they did it the wrong way. Why do it in a Labo form when they could just as easily created a piece of plastic or something? Like I get it. It's more geared for the kids or that what's it called, STEM stuff.
Yeah.
The STEM classes and stuff, like to be able to view places or things in 3D.
Okay.
Because one here looks like some sort of like submarine rocket shooter, or another one is a camera. Another one is the I know we had them when we were kids. You put the little disc of images in it.
The
hold
view
it up to the light.
Was it Viewfinder?
Yeah, something like that. You pull the lever down and see it. It looks like that. Another one is like a submarine telescope.
Yeah, I'm kind of seeing it here.
It's a good idea, and they'll make money off of it. The first month or two.
Yeah.
And that'll be it. Because I know if you go to any kind of retailer now, you can get the original Labos for like $10 or $20 off max.
Yeah.
It's too expensive still.
It's way too expensive for a piece of cardboard that doesn't have that has finite replay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. With the original launch set of Labo, I could see 20 pushing it, maybe $30.
Yeah.
But still to go out and see the robot Labo at $70, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's way too much.
It is, and I mean they're gearing this stuff towards kids. let's get real here. I have kids, you have kids. Kids spill.
Mm-hmm.
They're messy.
Oh yeah.
You know, and no offense, no offense to any children out there. This is just the truth. This is what happens with children.
I went through 3 pairs of Joy-Cons.
Exactly. So making something like this out of cardboard is not the smartest move. If they would have made it out of that like that cardboard like plastic, I know you know what I'm talking about. But it's like a plastic, but it looks like cardboard. It's even got the little like
it's like a packing material in a box that you can get from like the U.S. post office. Or
yeah, if you make it something out of that, so that way if it does get water on it, it's not just gonna get all floppy and gross.
Or somebody steps on it.
Yeah, it'll have a little bit of rigidity to it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure there's plans on the internet for those.
Yeah.
To make the exact same thing, and that's probably what I would end up doing if I bought one. I don't see looking at it from how the first release of Labo went. It's not going to do very good.
Not unless they drop that price point. I mean, if it comes with a kit like this and you can do all these things with it.
Yeah, and I understand with the VR, with it being a headset, they have to pay for the plastic insert in the lenses.
Yeah. Okay.
I could see with the set of games that it's going to come with, I could see maybe $40, $35 to $40, pushing it at $50 because you're paying for the game and the Labo itself. Highest I could see it going is $50.
Yeah, for that, okay. You know, I can get behind it.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know. For me, it's that replay value. Like, you know, I know the way they look, they're not designed to be heavily used, but
yeah,
if you have a few different kids that want to do it, or even a class, like, you know, a science class or something, you're going to have multiple kids monkeying around with this thing over the course of a couple of days. You want that to hold up.
Yeah. Yeah. It's for that weird, middle person, like you said, a teacher, where they don't want to take in their $400 to $600 VR sets,
right,
and take in their gaming PC with it. And it's a switch. You plop your Switch into it and you say, here, just don't lay upside down with it.
Yeah.
Don't tip your head all the way back.
Yeah. So I mean, in the end, guys, if as long as the price point is within a fair enough bracket, it may be worth it, for educational purposes or just something to monkey around with for the weekend. But we'll have to wait and see. Yeah,
I'll keep my eye on it just to see what's going on.
Yeah.
But new stuff coming out. Halo Infinite will be at E3 this coming E3.
Okay.
It's sad to say, I'm so glad that Microsoft has said that they will be at E3. Because there's so many companies backing out of E3 now.
Yeah.
Nintendo stopped having a press conference there, years ago, a couple years ago. Sony has come out this year and said there will not be a press conference. I think EA said, don't take it with a grain of salt. I think EA said that there would not be a press conference from them at E3. There will be a conference, but it will not be at the E3 venue.
Yeah.
It's sad seeing what E3 used to be and seeing it now, and I understand it. To me, it's almost like it started going downhill when they let the general public into E3.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Like when the general public was allowed to get passes to E3, it's almost like the businesses were like, well, it's not exclusive anymore.
True.
Anybody can go to E3 now, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, but again, I'm glad to see that Microsoft is bringing their A game to E3 because we're gonna get to see the new Halo, which I'm extremely excited about because they said it would be PC released as well
Mhm.
with the Xbox. So I am
Mhm.
way excited about that.
Yeah, Xbox One and PC,
Yep.
which is good.
We're gonna get to see uh gameplay of the new Halo within 90 days.
Good. I'm excited.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I can't wait. And I also want to see what the next console is from Microsoft.
Yeah, because apparently the Xbox One X is kind of like not really talked about. I've noticed. I mean, it's everything that comes out is like, okay, it's for Xbox One, or
I'm
PC and
assuming they
Xbox
just
One. Like they never say Xbox One X. So I don't know if that's just because the one is so popular and the One X has had some issues, or
well, not a lot of people could afford the Xbox One X, considering it was what $400 or $500 when it come out.
mm-hmm.
And most of the games now, it's just common knowledge that they're Xbox One X enhanced. Like Devil May Cry 5 just released what today or yesterday,
Yeah,
yesterday,
yesterday.
and they didn't even advertise that it was Xbox One X enhanced, and it absolutely is 4K 60 all day on
Gotcha.
Xbox One X.
Okay.
So a lot of the games are running very well and smooth on Xbox One X. They're
Good.
just not advertised as Xbox One X enhanced.
Gotcha. Okay.
Um, but yeah, I can't wait to see what the next Xbox is. What they're gonna do to rival the rumors and patents of Sony. So I think we talked about it in a previous podcast. The next PlayStation will be completely backwards compatible.
Uh-huh.
They had filed patents for it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I can't wait to see what they're gonna do.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see, what I mean,
And
at this point, honestly, at this point with the consoles, and they're cranking stuff out. They're getting more and more powerful. Essentially, you might as well just get a PC.
for the price of the consoles coming out, you could get a not it low high. Okay, so with the
A
price of a console,
beginner's gaming PC, we'll say.
yeah, a higher end low tier
Yeah.
gaming computer. For about $400, you can get uh like a high end i5 that's the quad. Or sometimes you can even find PCs on different retailer sites like Newegg on sale where it's like an i7 7700 with 8 gigabytes of RAM and like a 970
Yeah.
for about $300 to $400. Which a 970 today, it's not gonna run every game maxed out,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also gonna look better than your console.
Right. And that's the thing that kind of it. Of course, I'm not a computer expert. I'm not a console expert. I'm not trying to sway people over, from console to PC. You guys out there, all you nerds, you play what you want to play.
Absolutely.
The one thing that I don't understand is if they're putting this much work into a console, why couldn't they have, the next Xbox with, a 2080 RTX card? It's essentially all the components are almost there, and
Well,
the same goes for PlayStation.
They would have to be able to get the RTX cards at price.
True.
And I don't think it's possible to have a console with that graphics card in it as of right now.
So that's like the main issue.
Yeah, your home console would be $800.
Gotcha. Okay, makes sense then.
They could. Cause I do believe the new Xbox is going AMD for the processor. I don't know about graphics card. But the way the consoles are going, we'll have about 5 years of this next console coming out. That's about the current lifespan of a new console.
Yeah,
is about 5 years. So within 5 years from the release date of the next system, it's possible that we could have that RTX in a home console.
Yeah. Okay.
As of right now, because the cards have just come out not too long ago, and it's not. I mean, they could put the new card in a console, but as of looking at it from like a marketing or a business perspective, it's not cost efficient.
Gotcha. Okay. See here, folks, we don't claim to know everything. I just got educated. And I don't know everything, and that's why I ask questions. Emo here, he's really good into the knowledge of that kind of stuff. So
I try to be.
This is why we do this.
Now, trust me, I am no Linus Tech Tips or J2 or Bitwit. When it comes to computers, but the one thing I do know about is hardware components,
right,
and video game stuff.
Absolutely.
That's what I know about. So again, we're going back to the topic here. We're both excited to see what Halo's coming up with.
Yeah, absolutely.
To get back to playing as Master Chief.
Oh, I know, dude.
Fucking give me Master Chief, man.
Right.
I want that Master Chief D.
Yeah, it's.
Oh goodness.
I'd be excited for that.
Absolutely. Plus, I want to see if they're gonna. So I want to see if what they're gonna do is true to the rumors. If there's gonna be two different versions of the next Xbox available.
Oh, okay.
I know rumors are one of them will have a disk drive and the other one will not.
Yes. Yeah.
So I want to see if that's correct. If they're gonna release two consoles at the same time with a price difference, or if it's just gonna be one straight console.
I'd like to see both. I would. I mean, I'd like to see those who are kind of a little bit more old school that like to collect the physical discs. That like to have that, show off that library on a shelf or a wall. And then those of us, like myself, I used to like to collect the discs. I really did. I like to have a whole shelf full of, green, a whole shelf full of blue, and a whole shelf full of red. Yeah. And that was my collection. But now it just seems, for me anyways, it seems a little bit impractical. As long as you're given a large enough storage space to just, some of them you can get physical, some of them you can get digital, it all depends.
I love the physical discs, but here recently I've been getting more digital. And my PS4 hard drive's really feeling it.
Right.
with Kingdom Hearts 3 and Resident Evil 2 Remake. Those games have taken up most of my hard drive.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
Plus, and I'm gonna have to delete one of them too when MK11 comes out, because I pre-ordered digital on the PS4 for MK11. So I'm gonna have to delete some stuff,
right?
Or buy another external hard drive. which I might end up doing.
Right. So,
take that bad boy.
Emo, with the recent release of oh god, the new BRs, the Tetris and the one that you recently been playing, Apex Legends. How about another one?
Apparently, and I'm actually kind of excited to find out about it. I would love to get my hands on and play it.
Yeah.
Apparently, Mr. Miyazaki, creator of such games as Dark Souls and Bloodborne, he is wanting to dip into the BR realm with a battle royale game based in the Dark Souls world. I, for one, absolutely love the idea. Because it's essentially what it is. It's a Dark Souls. It's a giant Dark Souls invasion.
Right, yeah.
You know, where people can invade your gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
That's essentially what it is. It's just 100-person free-for-all invasion.
Yeah.
It's very medieval-like, and I absolutely love that.
Yeah, I can see that. You got a point there. Like, I mean, there's obviously not going to be any guns. So I would assume
no guns.
I would assume weapons.
The closest thing you could get to a gun on Dark Souls is
like a bow and arrow or something.
You do bow and arrows. I'm sure they have some sort of cannons or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or a wizard, whatever that race is called. I'm sorry, I don't know it.
Yeah.
I've played Dark Souls, and I only play as, gladiator warrior.
Mm-hmm.
So, but mage, yeah, that's what it's called, mage. That's the closest thing you're going to get to a gun.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I would love for him to make a battle royale game.
Yeah, but I'd like to see what he can accomplish with it. It would definitely appeal to those that don't like the traditional battle royales, I would assume.
Yeah. So I know you're not a big fan of the battle royale games.
I'm not. It's not my bag.
And I absolutely I sucked at Fortnite and PUBG.
Yeah.
Apex I'm starting to get better at. But it's a lot of, trial and error. I hit level 30 and just now hit 30 kills. I suck at the game, but I still enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm not Dizzy out there, got 5,000 kills 6 days after release,
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I can't get into it. It's, of course, with Apex Legends, that's a little bit of a diamond in the rough, I guess, for me, because I wasn't a big fan of the Fortnite. I was, although it was a good game, I wasn't a big fan of PUBG. Still, it had its problems, but it was a good game. It was, and all the other ones out there. Oh God, what is it? The Culinary Wars or some shit like that. There was one something like that.
Oh, Cuisine Royale.
There was the other Royale
Realm
game.
Royale.
Yeah, Realm Royale. I mean, they were all pretty decent games. Not. I'm more of a laid back player, so hopefully this one, I'll definitely check it out if they have a beta coming out or whatever. Or if he even does it. So far they only said he'd love to. So
yeah. There's no actual plans for him to do it.
Yeah,
because I know he's there. I know his studio is busy with what is that game? Is it Sekiro? Shadows Die Twice. It's a new PS4 game.
Sekiro Shadows. Yeah.
But we'll just have to wait and see, because I know that game releases pretty soon. So I'll have to keep an eye on it and see what he's gonna do. Because again, I would absolutely love to play a BR set in the Dark Souls world.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Continuing with the talk of BR, Respawn.
Yes.
Respawn has been cleaning house again.
Oh yeah. So Respawn, it has come to their attention that there's a lot of hackers.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of accounts that are spam accounts.
Mm-hmm.
They will queue up into a match and spam one character's voice line over and over.
Hmm.
And when it goes to drop,
Okay.
they will just disconnect.
Hmm.
So you and your other rando or friend is left with, without that third person that you kind of need.
So that's the sole purpose of doing it, is to leave another team
Yeah,
at a disadvantage.
Yes. So with that being said, Respawn has banned over 355,000 accounts.
Wow.
And they weren't all spammers. I mean, there were legitimate hackers and cheaters.
Right.
And from what I'm hearing, there's a INI file that you can create in the folder for Apex with a simple little code of it's just a simple line of code, and you customize the launcher that you can do to any kind of game. You can do it to Steam games.
Mm-hmm.
You can customize the way the game opens.
Okay.
Well, people have figured out if you create an INI file in the Apex Legends folder and set the launcher to launch the game with that INI file in the batch of files that it runs, it macros to the X button or something like that to get rid of particles such as smoke. So that would be Bangalore's smoke grenade or caustics. I call it stink gas. It's his poison gas. It takes away the thermite grenade, the fire, but it also takes away the tracers that you see from the bullets.
Okay.
So people are using this, and I guess from what I was hearing, they're banning people for using that as well, even though it's not an actual cheat or a hack.
Right.
But it is maliciously adding a line of code to the game, which would fall under cheating.
Yeah, true.
Because you do not see smoke, but the enemy does, which gives you an unfair advantage.
Right.
I'm for one, I'm glad that they're banning these hack accounts and modders.
Yeah, if you got to do something like that in order to win on a free game, like you got some fucking issues, man. I mean, come on, you need to pick up a different kind of game or something, because if you're losing and you gotta cheat, you gotta hack the game or alter files in order for you to win. Seriously, dudes, like pick up a different game, play something else.
Yep.
Because that's just ridiculous.
They released a Reddit on it on the 6th, I do believe, and they're implementing different ways to stop these people from spamming and hacking and cheating, and they're also working on a way that you can report people.
Okay.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a team-based game, and I've played enough Apex now. Because I play with our friend Ren all the time, and I play a lot of randoms as well. But I'm gonna say 4 out of 10 games. You always get that one lone wolf on your team that plays solos, and it's like, that's not a solo game, dude. Come on, And I know they've tried to implement things that It's like an incentive to revive your down teammate.
Yeah.
You get extra stuff, at the end of the match.
Right.
But there's been times where I'll be down and my second teammate will be down, or I'm down and the other two are still, doing their thing, and they just don't even make an attempt to revive me or me and another teammate.
Yeah.
Like I understand, there's it's with that it's very situational.
True.
You're not gonna walk in and revive somebody with enemies right in your face.
Yeah.
So that with that, like I said, it's very situational. It depends on what they're doing. But the fact that they're trying to put in a report feature for people that that you have suspicions of hacking or using an INI
Well,
file manipulation or something.
in a game like this, I think that should be the first thing that they put into it.
Yeah, considering it was a free to play game,
Yeah.
it should have had something there to begin with. But I also understand why it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was kind of rushed. The game was rushed.
Mm-hmm.
There's no word that it was officially rushed, but from the look and the feel, it was rushed.
Well, yeah, it was like, boom. Oh, hey, by the way, Apex Legends coming out next week.
The day that it was revealed is the day that it released.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and it had issues, and it still does have its issues with especially with the sound, the way the sound is,
Mm-hmm.
and people are, when they're jetpacking in off of a balloon, or when the game first starts, it just shoots them off into the middle of BFE out into the ocean, and there's nothing they can do. So there is little things that they got to fix. But they're actively working.
Oh yeah, they're on top of it. Yeah,
instead of pushing out more characters and bringing out different microtransactions, they're okay. Well, let's fix what's going on first.
Right.
So just props to Respawn. They're doing it correct. Even though people may not like what they're doing. So I know they just released some nerfs and buffs for weapons. Then some of the weapons were nerfed and some of the characters were buffed. And people weren't too happy about it. But
yeah,
for a free to play game, I bought the Founders Pack and it was $30.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they deserved it. It should have been a paid game.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm glad they're cleaning their servers up.
Since how we were talking about issues with the games, Anthem.
Anthem. Oh my God!
Anthem has been allegedly bricking PS4 systems.
Yes.
And BioWare is frantically working on a fix.
Yeah.
I got this game on PC. I'm not, me, I'm not all into the hype thing. People can play up a game, they can downplay a game. 9 times out of 10, if they downplay the game, I'm going to check it out. And usually for me, it's a decent game. Anthem, for me, this is my opinion. Anthem for me was a decent game. It needs a lot. It's quite empty.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's causing issues on the PS4. That is very unfortunate. I mean, I don't think you can get much worse of a launch than releasing a game and it tanking and crapping your PlayStation, or any other console for that matter.
I would be livid.
Oh yeah. Oh no. And listeners out there, if this has happened to you, I'm sorry.
If this has happened to you and your PS4 has bricked because of it, you better pause this damn podcast and contact Sony and BioWare.
Yeah.
Because somebody better be buying you a brand new PS4.
Yeah, and listeners, tweet at us. Let us know. Has it bricked your PS4? What happened? What were you doing when it did happen? Were you playing a mission? Were you searching for a friend? I mean, please let us know. Tweet at us and let us know what happened, what went on. Because I'd personally like to know. I don't like I said, I don't play this game on console. I played it on PS4 or PC. I played it on PC. I didn't have any issues other than a random hiccup here and there, but definitely seek out the proper channels. Hopefully, I haven't heard about what they're doing for the people that have gotten borked PS4s. I don't know if that falls under some kind of what do you call it? Like a warranty issue, or because it's allegedly not the person's fault. This is not the consumer's fault. This is definitely
I can tell you exactly what the issue is, just because I'm an ex computer tech. There's an error that's Anthem is causing the PS4 to stop. Okay. Which, in order to stop your PS4 from having this issue, you have to unplug it.
Okay.
Well, when you have to unplug it, it even says when you plug it back in that there's a risk of your hard drive malfunctioning. For example, your OS for the PS4 will corrupt.
Oh, shit.
There's something going on with the people. Okay, so I know that there's only been like 3 or 4 confirmed cases of it breaking the actual console, but it's due to them unplugging the console. Something's going on with the internal wiring or the hard drive or something where that sudden power surge, it just stops. So it's either the hard drive is malfunctioning or your internal power supply on the PS4, something is malfunctioned there.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to get a hold of one of these people where their PS4 is bricked and have them take it somewhere to get that internal power supply tested.
Yeah.
Because if your PS4 is not powering on, it's an internal power supply problem.
Yeah, and again, if any of you listeners have had this issue, or please tell us your story. Hit us up at Twitter. It's at EYEZEMO, EYEZEMO on Twitter, and just give us a little bit of a snippet of what you've been dealing with and things like that, so we can kind of
absolutely
go through it and fully understand what's going on with these things.
Yep. It's essentially it's the same as just reaching into the reaching to the power outlet and yanking your PC cord out.
Right.
The PS4 uses hard disk hard drives. So you figure that metallic platter that's inside that hard drive is spinning anywhere from 52 or 5400 RPMs to 7200 RPMs. There's no, when you cut the power immediately off to a hard drive, it doesn't spin.
Yeah.
It stops.
Yep.
It just immediately, the brake comes down, boom, it's done.
Yeah.
No more spinning. That's what foobars up hard drives. Like, I feel bad for the people where their systems are getting borked because,
oh yeah,
the game is crashing their fucking PS4,
Yeah, and because of all this, they've had a recent price drop. Now, granted, that's probably not going to entice many people to purchase the game unless you're on an Xbox or PC. But yeah, I mean, for those that are curious about the game and want to play it on PC or play it on Xbox, and there hasn't been any issues, you can pick it up on Amazon for a few dollars cheaper. It does look like they've dropped it to about $51 for PS4. You guys can get that if you want to, take the chance on that. I imagine they're going to get a fix though. So, but yeah, they have dropped it a little bit. And again, all joking aside and unfortunate events, it is a decent game. It'll get better, just like with any other game. But
absolutely.
Yeah, you're looking at about $10 off if you're interested. Again, keep an eye on the Twitters. Check your IGNs, your Polygons, things like that. Keep up on the news on it. So if you are interested, you make sure that you do get it, and and it's at a safe state, pretty much.
Yes. Absolutely. Do just a little bit of research and see what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, and this, to be honest with you, this kind of all boils down to like when people say, oh, don't pre-order games, or don't buy on launch day, and yada yada yada. And this also kind of ties into what we were talking about before. I don't remember if we talked about it on a podcast or not, but about the whole releasing games that are unfinished. And with today's demands and the games game caps being at $60, a lot of these games, the game cap has been on these games for quite some time now. I mean, a few decades. It's been $60 was the cap. So with the prices of everything going up and stuff like that, you can't do everything within a $60 range. That's just a fact of the matter right there.
So with the whole DLC and extra stuff, games being $60, you just recently bought Dead or Alive 6 on PC. Mm-hmm. You paid how much for the game? $60, right? Was it $60? On Steam, I think it's $60.
Yeah, I think I got like the bonus pack that was probably $70, but yeah, regardless, it was about $60.
So $60 or $70 is retail for Dead or Alive 6.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, why are people letting, was it Toei Tecmo or whatever company did it?
Yeah.
Team Ninja, I'll just call them that. That's the old producers. I don't know if it's still Team Ninja anymore, but people are letting them get away with releasing a $60 game and then a $99 DLC package that only gives them 2 characters and costumes.
Mm-hmm. So
that's mental.
It is, and when you're paying $60 for a game, in all honesty, like a fighting game kind of fits that realm of a $60 finished possibility, because fighting games aren't that big as far as depth. It's basically a side-scrolling kind of 3D-esque fighter. You have basically stationary maps where you might have some background elements, some ambient elements that move around. Of course, your character models, things like that. But overall, you take a fighting game that's $60, and then you take a game like that's coming out, such as The Division 2, which is going to be $60 upon release, and you look at the depth between Division 2 and you look at the depth between DOA 6, and DOA 6, okay, that's acceptable for $60, but for the Division 2, that's a lot of fucking work for $60.
Yeah.
Am I making kind of a little bit of sense there?
Yeah, it took us 2 days to complete the open beta.
Yeah.
About 2 days.
Yeah.
and DOA 6, you can complete their, what essentially is a story mode in an afternoon.
Yeah, you could blow through that in an afternoon and, kind of get used to the game and do some of the alternate missions or arcade missions or whatever and gear yourself up for some online play. But I mean, that's kind of the point that I'm making, is it's just for the price that they want you to pay, that cap that they've set on these games. And then, when developers and producers, publishers put out a game that's $60 that's not quite all there, and they have to rely on patches and stuff like that, which they can't do patches until they make some money on the game. All you people complaining about this shit, like, you need to take a step back and kind of think, would you want, if you did work on that game, would you be happy if somebody paid $60 for it? Hell no.
Mm-mm.
You'd be sitting there behind the keyboard coding this thing, doing the character models, doing the artwork, voice acting, whatever, and you're going to be like, this ain't no fucking $60 game. This is a $120 game. This is a game that's, I mean, it should be X amount of dollars. So you kind of have to step back and think about that when they crank out these games such as Anthem that we were just talking about that has issues, yes. But you got to think about it has issues because they're in such a time crunch and such, an initial like monetary cap that, they got to put out this amazing fucking game that's going to capture the minds, the hearts and the eyes of all these young kids out there that want, the best graphics and all the fucking loot and, all this amazing shit. But yet they still only have X amount of dollars to do it.
Absolutely.
So that's my little rant there.
Yeah. You hit it right on the head. Absolutely. I think the only other thing that I would complain about is, I know you were talking about Division 2.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, the Division 2, was it Ubisoft or whoever did, EA, Ubisoft, whatever.
Yeah.
They're following in the footsteps of Anthem and releasing the game at different times.
Yeah.
Which is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Where have we come in this day and age where the same game gets released 3 damn times?
I don't know. I don't know what the marketing agenda is behind that. I don't understand like why they would do it. I'm sure that there's got to be a reason. Maybe platform A paid them more than platform B did. I don't know.
I don't know, because I know Anthem, it was behind paywalls.
Mm-hmm.
The first people that could play it were the people that were subscribed to that EA Access or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
You had to be a gold member. They got to play it first.
Yep.
And then a couple of days later, the silver ones, the silver tier got to play it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the basic got to play it. And then people that didn't have it at all got to play it.
Yeah.
Just release the game on the same day. Seriously.
Yeah, I don't.
Just release the game on the same day, for crying out loud.
Yeah, again, I think that all goes back towards like
it's fucking money hungry CEOs.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what it is. How can we squeak more money out of the $60 game that we know is horseshit?
Right.
Granted, I'm not stepping on Division 2's toes. It actually kind of looks fun.
Oh,
I had fun playing the beta.
Oh yeah, I definitely went and got it. I mean,
I will get it after release probably, or I'll pre-order it later this month.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks fun.
Oh yeah.
But we're going down this kind of rabbit hole here for video games. Valve just recently blocked uh, access to a video game coming to Steam.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't exactly know what the game was called. Okay. But the base, it was like a choose your own like adventure, like it was like a visual novel.
So the game actually, you want to know the name of the game? The game
It was
was
called
called Rape
Day.
Day. Yeah. So
The sole mission of that game was to rape and torture a family.
yeah, so I would definitely like to know what kind of sick and twisted asshole would even take the time out of his day to create a game such as this.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, the other, if you go back a couple years, the game that hit Steam that was way controversial then, I don't know if it's still on there now, but I think it was removed. It was a game called Hatred. And it was literally a guy mass killing people.
Okay.
That was the base of the game pretty much. Kill as many people as you can.
Wonderful.
Just civilians. I reviewed it. It's probably still on my YouTube channel.
Oh yeah?
Yep. That was when I was doing videos for the Alienware Alpha.
Okay.
When there was no videos on it. And it come out and I got a copy of it and reviewed it, and I said right in my video, I absolutely despise this game. It's just like this new one that just got blocked, Rape Day. I absolutely despise this style of game.
Yeah, I don't understand what the
It's nothing but just somebody's nasty fantasies that they can live out. It's what it is. Do I agree with it? Hell no.
No, there's no scenario in which this type of game would be acceptable.
No, never. And like, there's adult games on Steam. There is. They're not hard to find.
Yeah.
But games that are
promote this type of behavior is actually absolutely
just to do it.
Fucking stupid.
They promote that. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm glad they stopped it, and they're working towards stopping more games that are like it.
As they should, because I mean,
absolutely.
This kind of thing kind of goes back towards parents and higher up officials and whatnot blaming video games for violence and criminal acts and things like that. This type of game, this kind of thing would, in my opinion, probably promote such behavior. Especially among young feeble minds. A young kid gets their hands on this type of game, late night in their bedroom playing it. They're bound to act out, in a classroom setting or playground or soccer game or something like that. And that's kind of where you need to draw the line. Like, if you're playing GTA Online and stuff like that, you might run up and down the streets, shooting people, running people over, whatever. That's one thing. That's kind of something that you're like, okay, well, that's never going to happen. But when you put this type of scenario in there, this is something that somebody, yes, is capable of. And, you promote that kind of crap, then it should have been a red flag. And to be honest with you, they should have taken the person's information down and kind of reported them to local authorities or whatever.
Absolutely. I forgot what I was going to say about it, but yeah, it's ridiculous. It should have never. It never officially made it to the Steam store.
No.
For people to purchase, it was just a coming soon thing.
Yeah, but
coming soon. It's the fact that it made it to the Steam store.
Yeah, once it was submitted and Steam reviewed it, should have been like, boom, cut it. We ain't even going to say nothing about it. You're done with it right here.
It should have not even made it to the store as a coming soon.
No, absolutely not.
And it tested the Steam's hands-off approach.
Yeah, which they need to not do that.
Yeah.
They need to have hands-on.
Yeah.
Definitely
Absolutely.
hands-on.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's not. We don't need that kind of shit. I mean, gamers, nerds, geeks. I mean, we get enough flack as it is for the type of stuff that we play and things that we're into. Like, we don't need this kind of shit.
And no kidding.
It's just dumb shit.
But I want to take it to a. I guess we take it to a more lighthearted conversation here. You can now stream your PS4 to your iOS device.
Yes, I've heard of this.
Yes.
So, yes, please tell me, what is this all about?
So, you can now download the PlayStation Remote Play app. Which you would usually be able to do, like, use it as like a second controller.
Okay.
I've done that before. And you can use it as like a remote for your PS4. But now, if you download the app, you can stream your PS4 straight to your Apple product.
Wow.
Which is cool, I think.
Yeah.
Because, nerds, big old nerd like me, I personally don't have an iPhone. But if I did, this is definitely something I would use to sit on the shitter.
Yeah, I recently switched, but yeah, definitely, I would.
I would. You're in the middle of your favorite game, like DMC5 just came out.
Yep.
Say you're really into DMC5 and you got to go drop a loaf or something. Yeah, go dominate a loaf.
Mm-hmm.
Man, just remote play it.
Right?
Right to your phone.
You don't want to miss any of that action.
It's only Wi-Fi, so you can't play your PS4 while you're out at Walmart. But
okay, that makes sense.
It's Wi-Fi only, just because the signal has to be so freaking great.
Gotcha.
But it's cool that they're being able to do this.
Yeah, that's a neat.
It's a cool feature that they added to their app. It really
absolutely,
is.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, I'm all for it. Yep. We haven't talked about any kind of movies or anything in a while. What was your thoughts on seeing Will Smith as Genie in Aladdin?
I don't want to see that. I mean, a lot of it has to do with the fact that, Robin Williams was an amazing genie. Yes, it was the cartoon, but that's the Aladdin that we know. And
just him as a person he was an amazing person.
Oh yeah.
Even him doing voice acting, his personality for the roles that he did were mind-blowing.
Yeah, and Will Smith is also an amazing actor. He's a good person.
Yes. Absolutely.
I just think he looks weird, man. He looks weird.
It does look a little weird. Do I think that he could pull it off?
Maybe.
Yes. Maybe. Yeah. I'll say yes. He has the comedic chops to do a genie, but this is a live action Aladdin, and so if it's being done by Disney, which I do believe it is, it'll just be like Beauty and the Beast, where it's mostly accurate to the animated film. Because I know my mother-in-law made me watch Beauty and the Beast. And for the most part, it was shot for shot the same. There was some extra stuff added and some stuff taken away.
Yeah.
But it was shot for shot the exact same movie.
And it was a good movie.
From what I seen of it, yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah.
I stared at my phone most of the time. So, if they do the same thing with Aladdin, it'll be a good movie.
Yeah.
Will Smith will put his take on what essentially was the exact same voice lines that Will Smith or Robin Williams did. Sorry,
Yeah.
Robin Williams did. And he'll, like I said, he'll put his own little flair on it, and his spin, his take on the character.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he has the acting ability to pull it off.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'll give it a chance. I'll definitely give it a chance. I mean,
absolutely.
I am not opposed to watching something like that unless it's just an absolutely ridiculous movie. But
yeah.
It's going to be a little cringy at first until, you kind of get into it and see how it is. And you got to kind of think of it as a whole separate film and not constantly compare the two. But,
yes,
definitely worth the chance.
Absolutely. So there's news. It's kind of an old article that I found. Have you heard of a little movie called Kung Fu Hustle?
Oh, yes.
By Stephen Chow.
Yes. Please. Oh,
he
please.
He confirmed in February that there will be a Kung Fu Hustle 2.
Yes. See, guys, this is a legit reaction because I have not heard of this. This is fucking awesome.
I just remembered reading something about it. This came out before we even started work on the podcasting.
No shit.
He is confirming Kung Fu Hustle 2. It was in February.
Uh-huh.
So, we're a little late to it, but it's your first time hearing it.
Yeah.
And this is my first time going back to it. I am a diehard Stephen Chow fan.
Oh, dude.
I loved Kung Fu Hustle. I loved Shaolin Soccer. And his other movies, I absolutely loved them.
Mm-hmm.
I wore my Kung Fu Hustle DVD out. I watched it so many times.
Oh.
I can't wait.
Yeah, this is gonna be dope. This is gonna be so cool.
Yeah, so I know there's a lot of people out there that absolutely loved Kung Fu Hustle.
Yeah, this movie and Kung Pao were like my top 2 all time amazing comedy slash.
Kung Pao was just that off the wall, late 90s, early 2000, just a movie that was stupid to be stupid.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it was funny.
Oh yeah.
Is what do you get when you cross the owl in a bungee cord? Stupid stuff like that. Yeah. That was Kung Pao. Kung Fu Hustle it told an amazing story. And it was just his James Chow, his weird just sense of humor. It worked.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was serious yet comedic at the same time.
Yeah. Like the landlady splatting up against the billboard. Or them two running down the street like Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote,
Right.
It was an amazing movie. And I will welcome a Kung Fu Hustle 2.
Oh yeah.
I will welcome it. Unlike the Space Jam 2 movie.
I didn't even like the first one, so I don't care.
Yeah, I like the first Space Jam. But I don't know how LeBron James is gonna do it.
I don't do sports unless it's esports, and it just it never as much as I thought, the Looney Tunes characters were cool. I got so fucking tired of seeing people wearing those gangster Looney Tunes shirts and the fucking Space Jam shirts. Yeah. It just got so old.
It had a good soundtrack.
I don't know. I never watched it, so I couldn't tell you.
The soundtrack was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. But speaking of movies coming out, James Gunn. Yes, James Gunn
Mm-hmm.
has a new movie coming out. It's a comic book horror movie. And growing up, I was a fan of Superman and Batman and DC, Marvel,
Mm-hmm.
hardcore stuff like that. We grew up in a pretty good time for comics.
Yeah.
You know, so when James Gunn's new movie, I can't talk today. Good lord. James Gunn's new movie called Brightburn. It's essentially evil Superman.
Yeah.
It's pretty much that's what it is. It's an evil Superman movie. It's about a a a kid that falls, a baby that falls to Earth and is raised uh, you know, in farm country where he's picked on, and he grows up like Superman, where he thinks he's different, and he ends up being different. And I know we both watched the trailers, and I am extremely excited for this movie as well. Just because my favorite character growing up wasn't Superman; it was Red Sun Superman.
Yeah.
I loved the Red Sun Superman. Just the idea of a bad Superman,
Yeah. Yeah.
Red Sun Superman being bad. It was different. So I shouldn't say Red Sun Superman to compare. It would be more like the from the NetherRealm game Injustice.
Mm-hmm.
It's that kind of Superman where he's just lost control,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. I got you.
and instead of saving people, he's straight up murdering people. It's that kind of Superman.
Right.
So I can't really wait to watch that movie. I'm not sure of the release date, but there is a trailer out for it.
Yeah.
And
It'd be nice to see some more like superhero, like dark superhero movies like this. Superhero horror
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yep, it's been a while since we've seen any good, dark superhero movies.
Yeah.
I can't exactly remember the last one I watched. It was a dark comic movie, like dark superhero movie.
I don't know. I honestly can't think of anything off the top of my head. I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, I can't wait for it.
Yeah,
It's
it'd be good shit.
it's gonna be good.
It
will be good indeed.
So one last little thing before we wrap it up here tonight. Those of you who are all about the nostalgia, Diablo 1 has made a return on GOG.
Yes.
You can pick up this amazing classic like I did for $9.99.
That's not bad.
Downside, you're going to have to download another launcher, the GOG launcher.
Yeah.
It's a small price to pay in order to play this classic. I played a few minutes of it. Dude, it takes you back, let me tell you. It's
See, now
really cool.
I was that person that enjoyed 2 over 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I enjoyed Diablo 2 over the first one.
From what I heard, this is not going to be the end of the Diablo nostalgia run. They do have plans on doing a couple more of them, so hopefully we see number 2 pop up, and some other classic Blizzard games would be amazing as well.
That'd be nice.
Oh yeah, definitely. So if you guys are looking for some nostalgia, go check it out. Again, it's on GOG, not a sponsor, but it's a pretty good website to find some of your classic games and some of your nostalgic runs that you can kind of go through and check those out as well.
Yes, absolutely. It's a good website to get your old, especially DOS games.
Oh yeah.
Considering their launcher when you get the game includes DOSBox.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe is what the game's running is DOSBox.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good website to get your classic retro games.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's good shit.
If only they didn't use that stupid launcher.
Yeah, it gets kind of clutter on the desktop when you got 15, 20 different launchers to do the same thing, just launch a game. But I get it.
On my desktop, I have I have the MTG launcher,
Mm-hmm.
the MTG Online launcher, League of Legends launcher, the Nexon launcher, the Epic launcher, the Origins launcher, Steam, Blizzard, Final Fantasy 14 launcher. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
them. Twitch.
Yeah, right. Jesus Christ.
There's a lot of them.
Tons of them.
Yeah. Ubisoft.
Yeah, we could go all day with this shit.
Oh, absolutely.
So one last thing before we go. You guys, we say this every time we end an episode. We do have a Patreon page, Emo and I's Nerd Time Podcast. It's we don't expect you guys to support us on Patreon. Just you guys listening to us, downloading the podcast on whatever available app and device that you can download it on. That supports us a lot as it is. But if you guys want to give that little bit of extra and get a little bit of bonus, we do have different tiers. We have a 1-up tier, which is $5 per month. We give you a little bit of a shout out for supporting us. It's a nice support. It's $5 a month. If you want to give out that extra little bit and go the next level and make the jump and really show your support, that's a $10 a month. You'll definitely get a shout on that. We'll also put your name and or channel in the podcast description to further show our love for your support. And if you guys want to get nutty and get crazy, you can also go God mode for $20 a month. Again, we don't expect any of this from you guys. It's just something that it helps us. It helps Emo. It helps Eyes, myself, with new equipment, software, upgrades, replacements, things like that. So, you guys can have a little bit of a better listening experience. But on that $20 a month God mode, we do definitely give you a shout out, a personal thank you. You'll definitely have a name or a channel shout out in the description. And then we'll also kind of throw together a little bit of a personal behind the scenes bloopers content podcast that we can, send out to you. Again, that's a $5, a $10, and a $20 level, and we don't expect it, but it's much appreciated if you guys want to check that out and share us around and show your friends. And on that note, Emo, is there anything else you want to talk about before we end it tonight?
Look forward to getting information about fighting game tournaments.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I know I've been watching them for a long time, and you've just recently got back into fighting games, so you've followed all the channels that I watch. So especially like CEO coming up and Evo, and this month actually we have NorCal regionals and final round. So we might have to do a podcast about results and stuff like that.
Yeah, and on that same note there, if you guys are local to the Newport Richey area, Spring Hill area. If you guys have ever heard of the Gamers Guild, we do run several different types of tournaments throughout the week. We have Dungeons and Dragons, which is not a tournament, obviously, but we do have Dungeons and Dragons. We do have Magic the Gathering Commander tournaments. We have Super Smash on Thursdays. So a lot of great shit for you guys to come and check out.
So is this podcast theoretically sponsored in part by
the Gamers Guild? Technically, no. Even though I do work there, no, I can't say that it is. I don't. It's
not officially.
No, I don't have official permission to say that it is sponsored. But you know, it's a great group of people down there, and again, that's the Gamers Guild. You can check them out in the Newport Richey area.
Any place where you can get together with like-minded people.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun experience to just kind of hang out and chill out and get your, fly your nerd flag and play some Magic, play some board games.
Eat some amazing food cooked by Eyes himself.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys, you have a great night, and we will see you in the next podcast.
Bye-bye.
I'm Eyes.
I'm Emo.
See ya.
Bye. Hey, if you find our podcast enjoyable, feel free to follow on here, as well as our YouTube channels.